Welcome to Insight with Imran. Today we will discuss the problems faced by overseas Pakistanis regarding the taxation system in Pakistan. Well, as I said in the introduction, overseas Pakistanis have stakes in Pakistan. They purchase properties, they sell properties, they buy cars, vehicles, and any other activities. Main problem faced by them is how to remit the payment in Pakistan. Usually when the whole family is settled abroad, they send the payment to some friend's account via some non-banking channel, and that creates problem for them. There is a solution and you must know that. First of all, when you want to buy a property, the property is registered in your name. Mostly the overseas Pakistanis travel to Pakistan to sell the properties, not to buy the properties. When the property is bought, mostly their agent represents them in courts, in offices of different authorities where the property is being registered. Now, how they make the payment of that property? Well, mostly they made a mistake. They send the amount to some of their relatives, to some of their friends, or sometimes to the account of the buyer or seller, whatever the case may be. I want to clarify this thing very clearly that in Pakistan, FPR has limited the sale and purchase of property up to 5 million without banking channel. So, you can only sell or purchase the property up to 5 million without banking transactions. And what does banking transaction mean? Banking transaction means that you have to make the payment or receive the payment from the buyer or the seller, as the case may be, via cross-banking instrument into your bank account. That means the seller or the buyer have to remit the payment through his own bank to the bank of buyer or seller, as the case may be. So, this is the point. Now, how an overseas Pakistani can remit the payment directly to the account of seller or buyer? In both ways. Understand this thing. A non-resident Pakistani can be a filer taxpayer in Pakistan, and he has to only file a simplified tax return of one page only. There is no need to declare wealth statement. I repeat, this is a very important thing. For overseas Pakistanis, those who have no Pakistan-based income, they need to file only an income tax return, simplified income tax return of one page. And they are not bound to file their wealth statement, not to declare their foreign assets or domestic assets. Now, how they can become a filer? By filing an income tax return, simple. And they can open a non-resident foreign currency bank account in Pakistan. Remember this thing, foreign currency bank account can't only be opened by a filer. If you are not a filer, you cannot open Pakistani, or I would say foreign currency account in Pakistan. How to make the payment? If you are buying a property or buying any other asset, you can take the bank account of the seller directly and remit the payment from abroad directly to his account. That counts a proper banking transaction. In other case, you are selling a property or any other asset. You can open your bank account in Pakistan and you can receive the payment in that bank account. Your agent can do the service of transferring the property or the asset, as the case may be, on your behalf. But the issue is you have to make the payment through cross-check. In case of vehicle, limit is 1 million, and in case of property, the limit is 5 million. That means, exceeding this limit, you have to make the payment through banking channel. That is mandatory requirement, and that is not a difficult task. Basically, the problem is that mostly non-resident Pakistanis and overseas Pakistanis are not familiar with the laws of the land. And when they go to the offices of registration authorities, they basically just try to make the transaction happen and not let them know what the routing of the payment is meant. They only made the payments via cash, via some friends or any other means, so they create problem for themselves. This is a very simple solution. Being a non-resident, being an overseas Pakistani, you can open a foreign currency bank account, you can open a regular bank account, you can remit the payment to your own account or to the account of seller. And similarly, the case is while you are selling the property, you can take the payment in your bank account. It's not a difficult thing. That is quite easy. You can just travel around. When you are selling something, you have to appear personally. Mostly in most cases, when the property is sold, overseas Pakistanis travel to Pakistan. They come here and they give statements in front of authorities. So if you are coming to Pakistan, you can just open a bank account and receive the payment in your bank account. So this is a very simplified procedure and a very simple solution. You can become a filer. You just have to file a simplified tax return without declaring wealth statement. This is a very easy solution and a very commonly asked question. So, my dear overseas Pakistani friends, you can make the transactions lawfully under the ambit of legislation in Pakistan without worrying anything. Just be aware of the thing, what you are going to do. That is today's episode, and especially made for overseas Pakistanis. See you inshallah. Thank you.